Greetings. Great rising. Damn. I'm excited about my mama seeing this video. I ain't saying nothing shit that she need to hear, but it's peace because I know she gonna be able to sense a difference in my vibration. But yeah. Great rising, y'all. Great rising. Peace. Hey. Y'all know how I always tell you how perfect Say is and how he don't make no mistakes and stuff. He don't, but let me show you what he did to my flower. That's supposed to be my man's like, what's up? Like, this copper spoons, yo. What's going on? Yeah. Hold on. Let me find me some. Oh, okay. Hey, y'all. Okay, hold on. Let me turn this joint around. So, here's great rising. It has, I'm showing y'all because I'm gonna bring it back. Like, you know what? It was broken before I met him. Like, this leaf had started to look like something ate it. I don't know if that happened when I left it outside to get some sunlight. Yeah, when I first bought it, they sold it to me as an indoor plant. Okay. And then I started to connect with it and learn from it. And I learned that plants, there's no such thing as an indoor plant. Okay. There's no such thing as an indoor plant. Hold on, let me tell my dogs to shut up. Okay. Hold on real quick. Yeah. So, just like we ain't no indoor people. Alright? Hey, sit down. Who did it? Yeah. Okay, like perfect example. And I know they believe hospitals really heal people and shit, but if you were healthy, wealthy, and well, and I put you in a hospital where you were supposed to stay in a bed, eat food that's not ideal, not get any sun, not get any pure water, do you think being in the hospital would make you better or worse? Really, you should think the same thing with somebody who's sick. Would it make them better or worse? But that's besides the point. It's a whole nother video. It's a whole nother video. Great rising queen. The point is, just like we don't heal indoors, nature don't heal indoors. So, anyway, as I started to connect with copper spoons, I decided to put her outside, and that's when somebody took a bite out of her. And then I met Say, and so she was broken, and she was dry, and she was toe down, but she was mine. She was my heart, you know. She was my heart, and I had just realized that my heart, as toe down as she looked, could survive in the sun. All she needed was a little fire. And then I met Say, and there was my fire. And you see she a little dry right now? She a little dry right now. But you know, relationships after a while can sometimes dry out. And it takes some work. I pour a libation of praise and adoration. Elsie, I love you, mama. Yeah. So this flower has to come back because this flower is, to me, symbolic of our relationship. You know, the busier he get, she just kind of gets shelved over there on the nightstand. And so I got to put her to the forefront so he can see her. I pour a libation of praise and adoration to Tupac Shakur. I pour a libation of praise and adoration to Marcus Garvey. I pour a libation of praise and adoration to Aunt LaShundria Dansby. I pour a libation of praise and adoration. Oh, hold on a second. Notorious. Alright, that's peace. I pour a libation of praise and adoration of all ancestors known and unknown. Ashe. Alright, let's get this show on the road. She coming back. She is coming back. She is coming back. I'm gonna read to her today. You know what I mean? When I do go outside and smoke this weed that I've not quit smoking yet, I'm gonna read to her. Yeah, I'm gonna read to her. All praise and adoration. Because all things that grow regenerate, and that's the gift that keeps on giving. Okay, it really was never about waking up from sin tomorrow and being able to sin again on a new day. It was about cell regeneration. Everything old is made new. All right, so here we go. I am a distinctive, beautiful flower and the healing herb with a heart, a mind, breast, buttocks, and a womb. I come with sacred earth medicine to heal myself. Okay. All right, where we at? I know exactly where we are. It's time. It is time. And I am excited. All right, anybody got any questions about anything we done passed so far? Hhggggnxdhnfg. Okay. Here we go. I'm excited, y'all. I'm nervous too. I told say yesterday, I was like, you know, I was stressing because of the sex fast and all of that. The 9 weeks. That's 9. That's a 9, so that should be powerful for me here. There's 9 weeks of abstinence, and I was like, it would be easier if we wasn't together. It's like, well, stop all this not togetherness. I mean, is we fucking or what? No, really. It was definitely, I don't know. I thought it was easier before when I was single and abstaining because I had the option. I had options. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, because that means telling my body no on account of 10 different brothers as opposed to telling my body no 10 times on account of one brother. So I thought that for somebody who has a promiscuous background and for somebody who was single and for somebody who was ready to mingle, or maybe not so ready to mingle, that it was easier for me, it was harder for me, to do the sex fast than people who were in a relationship with somebody who you've already established that there's more to you than sex, with somebody who loves you for all you are and who you will be, with somebody who's already been with you at some period in your relationship. If you've been together for a while, there's already been a period where you've gone some extended time without sex for some reason, whether somebody was sick, sad, or depressed, or absent, or working, whatever the case. So I felt like as a single woman, it was more of a challenge to fast from sex. Okay, as a single woman with a history of promiscuity, let me be clear. But now I know that it's equally difficult. It's always difficult to get away from what you're accustomed to or what you're familiar with. All right, and it's equally difficult for us all. Okay, here we go. Sacred words, altar work. Face your heart to the east, to the rising sun. Lay out from top view. See. You can mount pictures on your wall. My altar is not in the best condition to be showing you. It is. It's a little embarrassingly dirty, but I'll show you. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we 100 with each other. So just let me show you what I got. I said I was gonna clean it, and I'm working on it. Okay. So of course there's my mirror. I got some pictures right here on the wall mounted. That's my scroll joint. Got a feather. This picture of Say, his family. Those are just people I admire. An ancestor. That's my Aunt Lashandria. You'll hear me pouring libation to her frequently. That's from Queen Mother. That's my son. The shoes are for babies that have transitioned. The cinnamon broom. Every witch should have a broom. Got my yacht down here on the balance. I just really like him because he looked like somebody's daddy. Really, I just found him. He like somebody's daddy, and he had a basket of blessings. So I was like, yeah, that's my El Melchizedek right there. Feathers, stones, sage, bells, wooden bowls. All right, so this one got it's probably got a little bit of remnants from a money ritual. Yeah, so some of that stuff is sealed in the wax, except for what my daughters done peeled up for gum money. Just fuck my ritual. But a wooden bowl for libation. Anointing oil. It's hard to see with this bright light, but this is the anointing oil I have. It's called Alchemy, actually, and it's from this one is from the Baobab Tree of Life. So Kenya Waits. But yeah, all right. So that's it. Just setting up your altar. Picture of your spiritual guardian, pictures of ancestors, pictures of your sacred self. And yeah, so it's peace to have a picture of you. Not just a raggedy ass toe down picture of you, but a picture that you love of you. A picture that reminds you of a great time in your life, or when you were your best you, or if you 150 pounds overweight now and 5 years ago you were your ideal weight, that picture. You know what I'm saying? So a picture of your sacred self, picture of elders, picture of contemporaries. And we know the contemporaries are the new age women that are our examples. Okay. Our peers that are also our examples. Food for your ancestors, corn, rice, fruits, vegetables, etc. Okay, let's see. An ankh for eternal life. I typically don't. I got ankhs all over them, but they just earring ankhs, because every time I have a ankh for real, I gift it away. That's peace too. They always find their way back to me. Fresh flowers or plants. And you seen this. And copper spoons, who we also getting together on the fresh plants. And that's peace. Is this necessary? I asked that when I first started. Is all of this really necessary? No, it's not. Because if you have intent, then you can lay out a fine altar in your heart. You be like little drummer boy, ba-rumpa-bum-bum. I have no gifts to bring, but I'm ba-rumpa-bum-bum. You know? But also, I understand that to whom much is given, much is required. So if you have the availability to build an altar, then you should build an altar. If you have the availability to build it and you choose not to, then there is no reward in that, okay? Mother will reward every effort you take. Every effort you take in good intent, Mother rewards. So if you have it to build, then build. It's kind of like if I say happy birthday to you, you receive the happy birthday just like, yeah. If I say happy birthday to you in a text or in a card or on a Facebook post, it's all happy birthday just the same. But if I say happy birthday all the ways, and I throw confetti when you come in, and I call your friends over, and I bring you a cake to your job, and I send you an edible arrangement, and then the honor is different. The honor is different, and as is the thank you, and that's natural. When somebody say thank you, and it'd be a $5 ass birthday gift, it'd be like, oh, okay, thank you. When it'd be a $500 birthday gift, it'd be like, man, you thank you, man. It'd be $5,000. You'd be like, look how suck you did. Really though, you understand. To whom much is given, much is required. So if you've been given much, then much is required of you to do, okay, and do it. It is rewarding, and it does help. Yeah, like really and truly, if we went to a church building and it didn't have any pews, and it didn't have any pastors, and it didn't have a pulpit, and it didn't have an altar, and it didn't have a picture of white Jesus, and we would wonder, what kind of church is this really? And that's the thing. So when you're building your altar, don't leave your ancestors or your spirit to wonder, what kind of altar is this really? Do your work, all right? Do your work. And again, it's based on your availability. To whom much has not been given, less is required, okay? Some of us started off with a pillowcase on the floor with a tea light and an incense. You know what I'm saying? Everything I had for my first altar came from the Dollar Tree. Everything, the first oil, the first incense burner, the incense cones, the tea lights, even my plant. My fake plant, I was pouring libation on a plastic plant. Hey, and then there was this. All right, here we go. I always say here we go when I'm trying to get myself focused. The sacred color for this gateway, which is gateway 1, sacred words. Gateway 1 is sacred word. The spiritual guardian is Tahuti. All right, the ancestors for this gateway are Zora Neale Hurston and Margaret Walker. The elders for this gateway, sacred words, are Maya Angelou. If you have a book, there's additional information on these individuals at the very back of the book. All right. The elders for the sacred word gateway are Maya Angelou, Toni Morrison, Camille Yarbrough, and Nikki Giovanni. And the contemporaries for this gateway are Edgewood Danticat and Jessica Care Moore. And this book was written copyright 2000. So as we go through, we'll learn that a lot of the elders have transitioned to ancestors, and a lot of the contemporaries have transitioned to elders. All right. And that's Gateway 1, Sacred Words. So the spiritual guardian is Tahuti, and the color is yellow. So yellow will be the color of the candle, which represents fire. Yellow is the color of the tablecloth or scarf to wear during prayer. So sacred color cloth to lay before your altar. Sacred instruments to be played as you pray. The very first time I went through Sacred Woman, I wore my altar colors every day that I was in that gateway. Every day that I was in that gateway, I was in that color. If I'm led to do the same thing this time, I will do it. But I haven't been yet. If that is something that you want to do. Hold on. Hold on. I've been waiting on this one. Hold on. I've been waiting on you, buddy. I've been waiting on you. I sure have. Where your ass is at? Had me moving furniture looking for you, Joker. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, y'all don't act new. Y'all know the rule. If I'm outside and nature want to attack me, it's all fucking fair in love and war. But if nature come up in this joint, yeah, it's gonna get attacked for damn sure. For damn sure. I don't come to your house on no shit. Don't come to my house on no shit. Alright, here we go. Hold on. I think I'm gonna just do water today, yo. I'm gonna just do water today. I'm for the next 5 days I'm eating off of let me show you right quick. We gonna rock today too. I said I'm gonna show you. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna show you where to save your life. You got choices though. You know. This how this go. Raw, steamed, meat or sea. Alright, here we go. Let me show you something. So I'm fasting today on just water, but this is why. Yesterday I had a piece of bread, the piece of a hamburger bun. I had just the top part of the bun, and I had mashed my fist in that bitch and put a little indentation in it, so it was like a little bowl. And then I piled it up with grilled veggies, and then I like put it over a bed of fresh spinach. Like I had spinach on the whole plate, and then I like cut that piece of bread with the vegetable. Yeah, I had to make it stretch and shit. Anyway, this is right here. This is how I'm eating the next 30 days, right? First thing I tell you all the time, I've been telling you don't need to drink shit but water, but now I'm telling you again, the only thing suitable for humans to drink is water. You don't pour none of this other shit in no baby bottle or in no plant, so you gotta be 100. Fish ain't drinking none of shit. Nature is drinking water. Point blank and period, family. Water. Water. As much as I love my hot teas, nature not even drinking a water with a chamomile and a ginger ale and a Frankenstein's. It's drinking water. We the only things in nature that aren't just drinking water. You can drink what you want because everybody got choices, but the only thing that's suitable for you to drink, right, is water. Anyway, so in addition to that, this is what my plates look like. 50% raw, 20 raw vegetables, 25% steamed vegetables, and then the other 25% should be meat or a carb. Remember, I just learned, and so now I want to teach you that the worst food one of the worst food combinations, like we still trying to figure out which 2 herbs to put together like Dr. CB so we can cure AIDS. Listen, the worst food one of the worst food combinations is meat and carbs together. Meat and carbs together. Yeah, like the sugars look like DNA strands. So let's say carbs got 1 and shit. Or them motherfuckers probably got 2 anyway. But meats have like, let's say they got like 6 different strands of shit. And our body will resolve one. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you in 1 second, sis. And our body will resolve 1 single strand at a time. So even when it's like this. Even when it's a dicloside or whatever the fuck they call it, when it's 2 sugars, our body gonna still take it apart and handle this one, convert it, and then handle this one and convert it. So when it come over here, it's got to unravel this, unravel it, unravel it, unravel it, unravel it, unravel it, unravel it, and then start to take it down. But by the time this is on the second one on the takedown, you done poured in another meal, because it ain't even been 5 hours. And it can take anywhere from 5 to 10 for some of these heavier foods to digest. Remember, that's what's causing a lot of us to be heavy, because of the digestion. I'm learning that we only shit out what we don't need. So if you're shitting a lot, it could very well be indicative that you eating a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, because I had a piece of bread yesterday, I decided today I'm just gonna give my body enough time to make sure that it's broken down and it's a done deal. And this works because if you decided that that's just not enough food for you, you could have this over and over and over again. Like this in Jenny Craig, where I'd be like, this is what you get to eat. You heat this up for 3 minutes and that's it for lunch. No, if you feel like I want to eat over and over and over again, then have the same plate times 6, times 8, times 10, however many times you can have it, but keep these portions the same. So if you want just a little bit more meat or just a little bit more bread, first eat 50% more raw and 25% more steamed. For me, I'm working on that. That's steamed and grilled for me. I'm taking baby steps. But for what it's worth, they lightly grilled, and I'm using a pan that don't require no oil. Okay. It's definitely not what we're supposed to be talking about. That's definitely not what we're supposed to be talking about. I'm focused now. I told you the color was yellow, so yeah, yellow. Trying to think what made me. Oh yeah, I guess I was just sharing with you while I'm fasting on water. Yeah, because I had the carb and I do feel it. You know, after going like the days are starting to run together, but after I can feel it, and so I'm like, damn, it was so good going down. But it's been a week since I heard my stomach talking to me, and I'm good on those conversations. I'd rather talk to my womb. Okay, here we go. Here we go, family. Let's go on to the next part. You know, when I say here we go, I'm trying to keep myself focused. Gateway 1, sacred words, daily spiritual observances. The gateway element is air, okay? The gateway element is air. In the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word began anew, the womb, the first primordial waters. The sacred word, and you know what? On sacred words, I give thanks to Flame Turner, Indigo, and Queen of Four for sacred words, and Paul Mooney. I remember watching a stand-up comedy clip of Paul Mooney years ago, and he's talking about people saying he shouldn't say nigga, and he's like, really, he said whatever the fuck he wanted to say because he's a free man. He's like, I say nigga because it make my teeth white. Nigga, 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 nigga. And I thought it was the most liberating thing ever. I had never seen anybody take nigga. It didn't even feel like in a rap song. It felt like giving somebody nigga back in a way that made them feel like a nigga and made you feel like, I don't know, God. It felt very from niggas to gods the way he said it. Anyway, about that, curse words and words we shouldn't say since we're in sacred words. This is how we know. Yeah, like I said, I remember when Queen of Four got on my ass for saying to a group of sisters, I love y'all sacred asses. Like, I'm thinking, what the fuck, bitch? Hey, that's what I was thinking. I didn't say that because my words were sacred, but that's what I was thinking. I can't love y'all sacred asses? And that carried with me, and it hurt me because I felt like in order for me to qualify for sacred, I got to shelf parts of me that make me me. In order for me to qualify as sacred, I have to filter me. In order for me to qualify as sacred, the very same voice that I pushed through 145 pages to find, I now have to shelf to make you feel better or to make some other motherfucker feel better. And I really struggled with that. And it wasn't until a sister named Flame Turner came to me and she was like, she hugged me and she was in my ear. She's like, you know what? I love your sacred ass too, sister. And you mean a lot to me. Because it's been some bitches who done smiled in my face and said, peace, queen, and didn't mean me no motherfucking peace. And that's a curse word. I'm like, hell yeah. The intent is everything. The intent is everything. Most importantly with our words, like everything else, is it drawing us nearer to life or death. That's it. So when we have to have the last word, or like really, because it's just no fucking reward in that shit. You know, ego's so hungry. Anytime you feed it, it don't last long before it want to be fed again. You know, sacred words are words that draw us nearer to life and farther away from death. Sacred words are words that put us closer to light and life, and that's just that. So there is no list of, like, it's sacred if you say Nukpu and Himit, or if you say Mitu Neither, or Hetepu. No. Sacred, this can be a sacred word. It's a silent word, but it's peace and it's love and it's respect and it's reverence. And so, remember, this week, practice sacred words. Practice sacred words. Practice sacred words. If it ain't sacred, miss that shit. Okay? Be careful to be around people that also practice and utilize sacred words. That means this week, maybe you could shelf your Ratchet Housewives, you know, and be surrounded by sacred words. Be surrounded by sacred words. The sacred words rule the throat center. The sacred words initiation eliminates communication problems and blocks in the expression of your creativity. It eradicates the expression of destructive, debilitating words that lessen self and others. The sacred word initiation gives you Queen Mother says, I have to read this. Queen Mother says that's why she never got in with that crew. Oh shit, you asked me about water infused fruit. She said that's why she never got in with that crew, because her motherfucking words. But if she used, Queen Mother say, if she using those words, then whoever she using words for, they have earned that shit. Okay? You bitch, you have earned this. Cuss the fuck out. Come and get this shit. Ooh shit, I love mine. Peace and power, y'all. I see all your great risings. Oya Yemi, Eda Free, Regina, Giovanni, Mia, Ty, Shayon, Onilina, Queen Mother, I see you and I love you. Yeah, to all viewers known and unknown, you know. With the water infused, yeah, Queen Mother, hold on. Queen Mother, you're right. I say that it's self-expression. You know what I'm saying? It's self-expression. And that's just it. If I say, what the heck, man? What the heck, man? And if I be like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? You know, hell, even if I be like, what in Sam Hill? Or, you know, you could really tell where somebody's at by the delivery. Get some good dick and be like, Be like, ooh. Get some good dick and be like, God damn. Be like, ooh, shit. Yeah, so sometimes explicatives are simply there for expression, okay? It really is how you use them. You could tell somebody that you love them and want to be with them, and know hell well you don't have no intention of being with them or loving them, and that's a curse word. That word, although it may sound sacred, is far from it. So intent is a lot of sacred. And sis, with water infused fruit, fruit infused water, excuse me, I mean, if you want the maximum benefit with the least amount of work, have one or the other. Or, you know, have them a few hours apart. Have the water, and then 10 or 15 minutes later, after you've had the water, then have the fruit. But yeah, like, give your body less to filter. Your body don't know that this is a water infused fruit or fruit infused water. Your body is like, every time you eat anything, your body is like, where's the water? First, that's what it wants. Before, it'd be like, let me get the vitamin C, let me get the vitamin D, let me get the iron. It'd be like, before, it'd be asking for fish oils and omega-3s. It'd be like, where's the water? I'm 72% water. I need my water off rip. Where's the water? Where's the water? So just give it the water. You know what I mean? Just give it the water. The water foods are equally important, but have them apart so that it can maximize. Like, if you got two really good nieces and nephews, you know what I mean? And not your children, because with your children you got them all the time, but you got a niece and a nephew, and they're fucking amazing together. Like, your niece is fucking brilliant and your nephew is fucking brilliant, but they love to do different shit. And every weekend that you get them together, you can't go to Legoland and Cabbage Patch Land. You know what I'm saying? And every time you have them together, because you end up going to Chuck E. Cheese, something that's neutral, neither of them have the most fun they can have. But if you handle them one at a time, you can always go to Legoland with your nephew. You can always go to Cabbage Patch World with your girl. And you ain't never got to see motherfucking Monkey Joe's again. So that's what that is, you know. You take two beautiful things and you go ahead and maximize them by having them apart from one another. All right? Here we go. The sacred words, they rule the throat center. Tahuti, they rule the throat center. The sacred word initiation teaches you to speak words that build, rejuvenate, and heal yourself and others. Great rising, Janelle, great rising. Gateway 1, sacred words will help you to eliminate sacred word blockages, thyroid problems, bronchitis, throat blockage, laryngitis. And remember, none of this work, this does not mean that if you start practicing some of the spiritual observances that you will be rewarded in the physical way. If you want the physical reward, mama gonna give you what you put in. If you want the physical reward and physically take care of yourself, remember that one of the most important things about this journey is changing the way that we eat. One of the most important things is changing the way that we eat. The chemicals that we ingest make all of this other work a little bit more difficult. If you want to be clear-headed and you want to be clear in spirit, then it's important that you begin to change the way you eat as you go through. So when you begin to combine all of the observances and all of the practices, then you get the reward. Just like at your job. You can't come in on time every day and not do a motherfucking thing and have long lunches and leave that bitch early and expect to get a raise or to keep the job. You can't do one or the other. There are multiple ways that guarantee health and wellness, and you have to abide by all of them. Not some of the laws, but all of the laws. Matter of fact, there we go. The 10 laws. Cleanliness, fresh air, pure water, adequate sunlight, ideal foods, rest and relaxation, regular exercise or mobility, normal temperatures, emotional balance, and nurturing relationships that are free of violence. All right? Let me give them to you again, because remember, the Sacred Woman journey is not going to be a sacred walk for you if you are not implementing all 10 laws, okay? All 10 laws. This ain't man's law where depending on who you know in the courthouse, it can change. Nah, these ain't like the law of medicine where it depends on how often you take it, what your body weight is, whether or not you're accustomed to it, whether or not it will heal you. These are the laws like gravity, or the law like, I was gonna say like Murphy's Law. True shit though. Like the law of attraction, okay? These are laws don't really change, okay? That's why I call it a law. Right? Like these new age egos call laws all kind of shit. They call them bills and shit. But before, a law was in stone. That means it wasn't changing. The 10 laws of health and wellness are cleanliness, fresh air. That's not just cleanliness washing your hands. It do you no good to wash your hands if you eating pork shit. This cleanliness on the inside and the outside. Cleanliness on the inside to a degree that it's emitted on the outside. Cleanliness, fresh air, pure water, adequate sunlight, ideal food, rest and relaxation, moderate exercise or mobility, regular, normal temperatures, all right? Nurturing relationships, free of violence, and emotional balance. Emotional balance is also control of passions. A lot of us feel like we emotionally balanced because we're happy. Emotionally balanced because we're happy. But if there's some sad shit going on that need to be addressed and you're just happy, then there's not balance, okay? So emotional balance is real, and it takes introspection and reflection to determine whether or not you have and are abiding by all 10 laws. I'll give them to you again. Cleanliness, fresh air, pure water, adequate sunlight, ideal foods, rest and relaxation, regular exercise and or mobility, normal temperatures, healthy relationships, nurturing relationships, free of violence, and emotional balance. All right? So don't try to get your thyroid blockage and your laryngitis problem and your bronchioles cleared up by meditating and saying the word noot when you about to leave and have a hot dog. It's important. Or, you know, you trying to make sure your throat chakras and shit is lined up, and you about to go home to a relationship where as soon as you say something to this man, he gonna choke the shit out you. Listen, you have to make the necessary moves to get free of all of the shit that put you closer to death. All right? And it's a collaborative effort. Unfortunately, you don't have the luxury or the liberty to do one thing at a time. Okay, you got to do it all at once, or we're undoing the work. You know, matter of fact, like this right here. Remember when I told you about the meat or the carbs? What happened is there's the enzymes or chemicals, whatever the fuck you want to call them, that are required to break down carbs. Let's call it an acid. The acid that's required to break down a carb is super weak. We put them on a scale to 110 of acidity. The level of acidity needed to chop this carb down, right, is let's go with 3, okay? And nah, fuck that, because there's probably some fruit that'd be right there. Let's go with 5, all right? And then that's for your carbs. And then this one for the meat, right, is 10. All right. Because they not the same, when you mix it, you're getting a diluted version of it. You understand what I'm saying? You getting and nothing is happening. When the acid is neutralized, don't shit happen. And so now, because we not weak enough to dissolve that, we not strong enough to dissolve that, we just not gonna produce shit. The body is confused. It don't want to produce the wrong thing and do no damage, so it won't produce shit. So your meat and your carbs sit there together. Make sure we make sure we're eating right, family. Eat right, all 10. If you're not, then you're neutralizing your own efforts. Okay, you're neutralizing your own efforts. It would do me no good to fast on water all day today and then have McDonald's and Burger King all day tomorrow and then take a laxative the next day. I neutralize my efforts. Okay, I don't enhance or increase my health or wellness that way. The spiritual exercises of ascension are to perform daily for 7 days. The number for the spirit. Okay, they will awaken your inner gateways of divinity so that you may come to your full sacred center. The spiritual bath. And I'm reading this from the book. I wouldn't suggest it, but I'm reading this from the book. Like I said, I'm learning about how hot baths affect our body temperatures. And like I said, if you healthy and you peace and you don't feel like you got no room to grow, then you got to do whatever the fuck you got to do. But for me, I've been fat my whole life. And even when I try to be healthy, some fat just won't go. And I'm trying to understand, what am I doing wrong? And now I understand that there are very minimal things that I can do that will make me better. The same way I wonder how come the fuck all of our house pets are dying of parvo and shit, and all of these fucking stray animals just don't die. These motherfuckers, a stray dog been on my grandmama block since I was little. How the fuck is this happening? Homeless people too. You don't have no medical coverage or nothing. You don't even have a roof. You don't eat regularly, and you out here thriving and surviving. Yeah, so much so, I'm in Atlanta. There are homeless people who I know their address. Like, I know their bridge that they live under. They've been there so long. Like, when I lived on that side of town, they would be there. When I moved and then I worked on that side of town, they would be there. Now that I don't live or work there and I visit that side of town, they still there. How is it that they can live and thrive? And I don't know their quality of life, but how is it that they don't look like they about to die? They still look healthy enough that people like me wonder whether or not they should help them or give them any money, because they able-bodied. They look like they can be working. Able-bodied, maybe not. Maybe they're eating and there's enough time space between their meals for their food to digest. Understand? Maybe they're grounding, not intentionally, but by default, not having any shoes. They're spending time barefoot in nature. They spend an ample amount of time moving and mobile, and they spend time in the sun, and they don't have the option of going to Starbucks or going to get a cold Fanta. They mostly end up getting water. Understand? It ain't shit to do. You don't have kids to go and do homeschooling, and you don't have a job to hurry up and clock in, and you ain't got to hurry up and make it to the bank, and you ain't got to hurry up and get to the homeowner association. And so without the ripping and the running, all you have time to do when you're not eating or moving is sit the fuck still and rest. Like you're at, like I said, ideal food. You ain't having ideal food. You're not. But fresh air, pure water, adequate sunlight, relaxation, let's not call it relaxation. Let's call it regular rest, okay? Regular exercise. The normal temperatures, that's a hard one. Like I said, our bodies are always working to normalize our temperatures, but most of us don't give our bodies time to. We count on our environment to regulate it. We got the heat all the way up, or we got the AC all the way up. So those of us who spend more time outside, our bodies are better at regulating the normal temperatures. Emotional balance, like I said, and nurturing relationships, that's on an individual basis. But a lot of them who are in less fortunate situations are abiding by more of the laws of nature than we are. All right. So for me, that's the reason that I don't do the baths anymore. But if you want a bath, then have a bath. Spiritual bath. She says eucalyptus oil heals the respiratory system and throat. It attunes you to the power of Tahuti, guardian of the spoken words, and promotes honest, reliable, and successful communication or creative expression. Since eucalyptus is a strong essence, use it sparingly, 1 or 2 drops only on the body. When bathing, add 4 to 6 drops of eucalyptus oil to your bath water. Remember, don't add the oil until your bathtub is almost full. Your altar. Set up your sacred altar on the first day of your entry into this gateway. You may set up your altar according to your own spiritual or religious beliefs. See page 26. Sit quietly and meditatively before your altar, on the floor, on a pillow, or in a chair. Also, add a few drops of eucalyptus to your baptism bowl on your altar and sprinkle a few drops around your prayer space. Anoint with eucalyptus oil. Select only pure essential oils. Use eucalyptus oil to anoint your crown, your forehead, the body temple, gateway of supreme spirituality, your heart, the body temple, gateway of compassion and divine love, the womb area, the bottoms of your feet to spiritually align yourself to step out in power, promise, and faith, and the palms of your hand to make everything you touch become more sacred. Anoint your throat to support your sacred communications and to heal all energy blockages at the throat center. I still will and always have anointed myself and energy centers before I come to you every rising. And now, at one point, I'm sure y'all see I be coming in the video with a big shiny spot right here and shit. I got shining spots right here. And, and I give thanks. Like I said, I still love my oils, but I use them now. In the past week, I've been using them to anoint my space and not my face. But that's also peace. So the oil for this gateway is eucalyptus oil. Opening the gateway. To invoke each gateway's spiritual guardian, you may use whatever words pour from your heart. For example, here's a prayer that might be used at Gateway 1. Sacred and divine Tahuti, spiritual guardian of the gateway of sacred words, please accept my deepest gratitude for your healing presence on my altar and in my life. Thank you for your guidance and inspiration and for your love and blessings, and please accept my love and blessings in return. Het Tepu. As you offer your prayer, simultaneously shake, ring, beat, or rattle a sacred instrument, sistrum bell, drum, shakere, or bells to awaken the inter, that is indwelling. All right, libation. Pour libation for the sacred words gateway from a special cup or sprinkle water from a bowl onto the earth or into a plant as you call out, giving praise and adoration. Pour libation as you say all praise and adoration to the spiritual guardian, Tahuti, the protector of the sacred word and divine intelligence. Pour libation as you say all praise and adoration to the ancestors, mothers of the sacred word, Zora Neale Hurston and Margaret Walker. Remember, as you pour in libation, the book has an outline, but you are free to pour libation to whomever you're comfortable pouring libation to. All right? And it's simple. And this is an outline. It doesn't have to be verbatim. So, all praise and adoration. Okay? Sacred Woman Spirit Prayer. Okay, so as you open your palms to the sacred spirit or gently place them over your heart. So, open over your heart. Recite the Sacred Woman Spirit Prayer. Sacred Woman in the making, Sacred Woman reawaken. Sacred Spirit, hold me near. Protect me from all harm and fear beneath the stones of life. Direct my steps in the right way as I journey through this vision. Sacred Spirit, surround me in your most absolute perfect light. Anoint me in your sacred purity, peace, and divine insight. Bless me, truly bless me as I share this sacred life. Teach me, Sacred Spirit, to be in tune with the universe. Teach me how to heal with the inner and outer elements of air, fire, water, and earth. All right, so we'll hear that every day. Okay, you know what? All right, hold on, let me make sure I remember. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. I want to make sure tomorrow I have the Sacred Woman soundtrack with me. That way we can listen to it. It's time. Okay. Sacred word prayer. Ring bells, beat drums, play any other instrument. I said I don't know if it's in here or not. I don't know if it's in here or not, but the first ring in my heart and mind, the first ring kind of awakens the spirit, and the second one carries the prayer off. It carries my intention off to wherever it needs to be delivered. So the first time I ring it is to awaken the spirit I'm addressing, and then the final time is so that my voice is carried off with the sound of the alarm or bell. There is a note here, since we're talking about sacred words, as far as profanity goes. I do also remember reading either, I think it was some works about Huey P. Newton, the last time I struggled with sacred words and cuss words. And understand that when the black man, and this was from Huey P., when the black man uses profanity, white people use it as an advantage against us. All right? So I believe that a lot of these brothers had it in their minds and hearts that it was okay to use profanity, but because people would use it against you and treat you like you didn't have any other words in your arsenal, because they would use it to paint a picture of you that made you look less than, for that reason those words are only used with your most intimate friends and family. You can use it in private forms, but you would never use it in a public form. I give thanks because Huey P. lives in me. All praise and adoration to Huey P. Newton. Yeah, I give thanks because the parts of him that are in me give me permission to do and say things that they didn't do or say. You know, they give me, my ancestors give me permission to be the things that they were unable to be. Does that make sense? So not only am I everything that they are, I'm also everything that they are not. And so on behalf of him, I will cuss a white man the fuck out. Bam. All right. And that's peace and power. Because that sacred word would draw me nearer to life. Boop. All right, here we go. Sacred word prayer. Divine Creator, assist me in speaking Hekau. So it doesn't say Hekau before we get to it, to let you know what that is. Hekau is pronounced Hekau and spelled Hekau. Okay. Hekau. There's words of praise or words of power. Okay. Hekau. Hekau is actually a chant also. So if you feel yourself about to cuss somebody the fuck out, Hekau, Hekau, Hekau. Divine Creator, assist me in speaking Hekau, words of power. May my words be anointed. May my words not damage a soul. Divine Mother, help me speak words that heal, words that empower, words that build, words that transform. Help me guard my words so no venom passes my lips and no destruction results from my speech. Rather, may my words impart light to souls who are seeking your face. If my words show me to be out of divine right order, may my mind and mouth be cleansed. Help me to not speak words that break down the divine in me or in my sister or my brother, my mate, my child, my elders, or my ancestors. I'm going to give you that again. If my words show me to be out of divine right order, may my mind and mouth be cleansed. Help me not to speak words that break down the divine in me or in my sister or my brother, my mate, my child, my elders, or my ancestors. You hear that my in there, right? I'm just making sure you're clear on that. All right. And it said, help me, because we have to read between the lines. Because I definitely don't want you to think that this week you're supposed to get your ass beat. This week somebody's supposed to attack you with words and you're just supposed to turn the other cheek. That is not what this is. All right. You must always defend yourself. That's self-perseverance. But it says, help me to not speak words that break down the divine. If you got to speak a word to do an exorcism or to break a bitch down, you have to break a bitch down, family. And it get ugly, and there's some folks like, no, you don't have to break the bitch down. Okay, and the bitch will break you first. Help me not to speak words that break down the divine in me, or in my sister, or in my brother, or in my mate, or in my child, or in my elders, or in my ancestors. Let that be a baseline. Say, Ife, does that mean that we can say fucked up shit to other people's elders and other people's children and other people's ancestors? I didn't say shit about other people's shit. I'm talking to you about what belonged to you. Make sure that you speak words that do not break down the divine in you or yours. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Divine Creator, place words upon my lips that make my voice disperse sacred medicine. May my words be lotus blossoms that encourage all the souls I meet to reach for greater heights. May my words speak with your breath and sing your sweet song of life because of the words and the evolved tones that I utter. May goodness follow me all the days of my life. All right, that's easy. Make sure I ain't missing nothing. All right, okay. We good. All right, so a chant, or a Hesse, Hissai, Hesse, is chant the Hesse in the first language, me too neither, 4 times. Nukpu interhimit, Nukpu interhimit, Nukpu interhimit, Nukpu interhimit. I am a sacred woman. And then the fire breaths. All right, so prepare your fire breaths by slowly inhaling 4 times and exhaling 4 times. Then when totally at ease, begin your fire breaths. Inhale deeply like a pump through your nostrils, mouth closed, as you expand the breath down into the abdomen. Then back up. Okay, so tomorrow I will wear yellow. Tomorrow I will have my altar clean so I can show you it. And I will do the fire breaths and the chant. Like tomorrow we'll open together from beginning to end. Usually I open myself before I come to you. So tomorrow I'll start about 10 minutes earlier. That way by 6:03 and everybody else can pour in. But in the first 10 minutes, I'll go through the process of anointing myself. So you'll see what it is that I do. All right. So yeah, we'll talk about the fire breaths now briefly, but I'll show you them tomorrow. Then when totally at ease, begin your fire breaths. Inhale deeply like a pump through your nostrils. As you expand the breath down into the abdomen, then back up to the chest. Then exhale fully out as your abdomen contracts and in your lungs release your breath completely. Repeat this breath rapidly, releasing your breath completely in and out. Allow each deep fire breath, rapidly inhaling and exhaling through your nostrils, to represent the opening of the 1,000 lotus petals of illumination and radiance that lead to Neferatun, the ultimate African lotus station of divinity. We began with 50 to 100 breaths in Gateway 0. We moved to 200 breaths in Gateway 1. At each new gateway, you will add 100 more fire breaths until by the 9th gateway, you're performing 1,000 breaths of fire. You are performing 1,000 breaths of power and light. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, give me a minute. Hold on, I'm thinking. It's peace, just water today. I just let out a fart, but the way it's smelling, it ain't adding up. Yeah, hold on. The way it smell, it ain't adding up. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out like what the fuck. So what the fuck did they put on the bread? Like, yeah, we're gonna work on that. It's all right. That's what I said. Today, definitely, we're going to do water. Give my body more time to clean up whatever the fuck mess I must have made. All right. So we'll be doing 1,000 fire breaths by the time we get through the 9th gateway. You're welcome to look ahead on YouTube if you want to see what a fire breath looks like. What they always tell you when they talk about this, when they start talking about sex and all of that, when you can't breathe and they start talking about the Kundalini energy. Yeah, the Kundalini. If you look up the Kundalini breaths, it'll probably pull up fire breaths. It's the same way. And that's peace too, because I remember the first time I did them, I thought about the sex scene that you didn't see but you heard on Forrest Gump, where his mama was ironing the shoes and you could hear her in there making sounds. That's what the fire breaths, the rapid, that's what the fire breaths feel like. Okay? Come in. Oh, hold on 1 second.
He can have them. Them might be nice on him.
All right. Thank you for waiting, family. Okay. Ubuntu. Queen Mother, you here? Ubuntu. I love you. All right. Ubuntu. It means I am because you are. That's peace. Queen Mother taught me that. I am because you are. All right. So let's see. The fire breath, sacred words, meditation. Yeah, my feather meditation. 9. All right, we'll go ahead and speed through this. Let's see. Gateway 1, sacred words, meditation. Increase the length of time you spend in meditation every 7 days. The longer you remain in meditation, the deeper your inner peace will be, and the more solid your ba, or spirit, will become. The cleaner your body, temple, the sooner you will be able to live permanently in a state of peace and inner balance in your meditative state. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me do something right quick. Let me see. 28. Give me a minute, family. I'm coming. 28. Alright, hold on. Frankincense, opening the way. Libation. Meditation. I'm coming. Hold on, goddammit. Hold the fuck up. Hold up. Hold up. Anemia. There's so much to learn, family. Ka. Yes. Ka. Spirit is not ba, it's ka. So that's a typo on page 146. Alright, this one, I thought it was like ba. Ka. Alright. And yeah, there's a verification at see the top of page 30. Ka. Let's see, put see page 30. And that's spirit. Okay. Alright, so the longer you remain in meditation, the deeper your inner peace will be, and the more solid your ka will become. The cleaner your body temple, the sooner you will be able to live permanently in a state of peace and inner balance in your meditative state. Breathe Tahuti, the guardian of sacred word and divine intelligence, into your mind, your heart. Purge out mental chatter, toxic speech and word blockages that create confused speech. Give me a minute. Yeah, we'll pick up all of this tomorrow. We'll pick up sacred word meditation tomorrow. Herbal tonics, flower essences, diet, journal writing, the freedom quilt. Yeah, we will. Making the word sacred. That's peace. So tomorrow, rather than reading through page 146 and 147, tomorrow when I go live, I'll go live at 5:49. Yeah, 5:49. That way I still have my 9s on deck. So at 5:49, I'll go live and I'll use those first 10, 13 minutes just to go through the process. Showing you the altar, showing you the fire breath, going through the libation, anointing my body. For me, it won't be a herbal tonic or flower essence, but even the journal writing, all of that stuff will cover together. Let me get this affirmation and I'm about it here. Yeah, a little bit before hours. That's perfect. That's perfect. I was going to say this weed won't smoke itself, but I'm not going to say that no more. Now I'm just going to privately. Yeah, and I am working on it. Like I said, it's the same. I neutralize my efforts by smoking. Like straight the fuck up. Straight the fuck up. I neutralize my efforts by smoking. And a lot of times that we believe that we're damaging one organ when in fact we're damaging another. Because our cells are so smart. Every time we take a toxin in, we might be under the impression that our lungs are always getting the toxins, but our body may have already been to a point where it's like the lungs can't take anymore. So any of that damage that we get, we're going to shift somewhere else. All right? So yeah, the healing does have to be in the whole. And I think about that all the time. Try time is die time. That's why I have to do better. It's a process. All right, I am a distinctive, beautiful flower and the healing herb with a heart, a mind, breast, buttocks, and a womb. I come with sacred earth medicine to heal myself. All right, I love you. Peace, family. Peace.